Hey, what's up, my people? How you doing? My name is Dalton, and this is my YouTube channel, Dalton My World, and this is going to be some news. And some of it's going to be breaking news, some of it's going to be news you already heard about, but I want to give you an update. This is super important, and this this will eventually affect our economy. So, hope you listen up. And I got some of this news from some insiders. So before I say anything, I ask you to, for this particular video, I ask you to give a thumbs up so I can go out to all the people that it needs to go out to help. I ask you also to share this. I don't care what platform it is on for this particular video. Okay. And if you want to, you can subscribe. But this is super important. Okay, now this is going to be the news that I'm giving you right now. Okay, and some of it is breaking news. All right, and this is going to be given to you this weekend on Friday. Okay, the 15th. All right, April 2022. Now, let's do this. Now, I got my coffee. We're going old school now. I got my coffee. And got my notes. Talked to a lot of people, did a lot of investigating, and this is it. Now, before I get started, I want to ask y'all to please support independent people. You're going to get good news from places like YouTube, Facebook, independent newspapers, stuff like that. All right. Because you're going to get it first from them. All right. Now, first thing I want to talk to you about is Instacart. Instacart is doing a massive firing of all in-store employees, all in-store shoppers, all in-store shopper management, all in-store shopper, that's right, all in-store shopper trainers, anything that's dealing with in-store shopping. Instacart is putting an end to it on July the 17th, 2022. That's right, in a couple of months. So all those people that you see with those bright green shirts on, all right, those are Instacart in-store shoppers. Most of them are part-time shoppers. Okay, and anything dealing with Instacart in-store shopping stops on July the 17th, 2022. That's right. All of those people, all that management, all those trainers, all that for in-store shopping for Instacart, fired. They're doing a mass firing. They call it scaling down, trimming the fat. Okay. So all those people who usually see at your local stores and stuff working for Instacart with those green shirts on, they're getting fired. July the 17th for anything dealing with in-store shopping stops on that day. Okay? Yes. Like I said, it's breaking news. You're not going to hear this on the mainstream. Okay? You're not going to hear it on the mainstream. You know, you're gonna maybe some independent platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Reddit, you might hear it from, but you're not gonna hear it on the mainstream. Okay, and a lot of times because those big corporations that own the news channels have money invested in corporations like Instacart, and some of them are not even allowed to report on it. Okay. Now, who's this helping? Supposedly, this is helping Instacart stockholders make more money, or for Instacart to make more money for its stockholders. Also, it supposedly eliminates some of the threat of any of some of Instacart's workers trying to become a union. All right, so yeah, it's all about money. Now, and this is going to happen. So in July, do not, I know it may seem like a far way away, but in July, do not be shocked, okay, when you see a huge influx of unemployment. The reason for that is Instacart is so big now, they're like an octopus, okay, and they have their hands, their tentacles in just about everything. Right now, Instacart even helps out Walmart do a same-day delivery, okay. Bed Bath & Beyond, they have their hands in everything, and they're selling their platforms to a lot of different companies. So if you are an in-store shopper, and I ask you all to, like I said, to share this to people you know that are in-store shoppers, employees of anything dealing with Instacart that's in store, including management. Okay. You now have an end date of July the 17th, 2022. Okay. Today. All right. Starting today, you need to apply for unemployment. Now, your chances of getting unemployment when a company lays you off or fires you is like 85 to 93% positive that you will get it, okay, compared to if you just quit. Now, questions that I want to answer that was asked to me: can I file for employment and still work as an in-store shopper until my last day? Yes, you can. Okay, and it is wise to do so because it takes 3 to 5 months in most states to even get your unemployment. So do it now so you won't be caught up in a bottleneck that's going to happen on July the 17th, 2022. Where all those in-store shoppers and managers and things such as that work for Instacart start filing. So do it now, because when you file, it will ask you if you have an end date. Your end date is July the 17th, 2022. And that's pretty much all you need. You just answer the rest of the questions and then file your weekly claims. All right. Now, the first letter you're going to get is going to tell you how much that you're eligible for. That does not mean that you're approved for it. It'll take 3 to 5 months before you get that approval letter and that debit card so that you can access that money. But you will get paid for all that back time while you were filing and they were processing your claim. Okay? Be like a big old stimulus check to you. Now, part 2. If you are an employer and you're looking for qualified employees, this is the time to get some flyers, go into some of these supermarkets. You see people with them bright green shirts on, Instacart shirts on. Hand them a flyer. Okay? Probably gonna get an employee before you know it. All right? But I'm telling you, if you're an Instacart in-store shopper, okay, they're going to try to get you to work as a contract worker delivering the food, Okay, that's pretty much on. You could transfer and do that if you have a car, but understand that the dangers of doing that, delivering. Okay, you're on your own. Okay, and also this clears the way for Instacart to do what they want to do. They don't really want to go and have to deal with all the American laws, such as make sure that you're getting a decent wage, or make sure that you're insured if you get hurt on the job. They don't have to do that if you're a contract worker. Okay, but if you're in store, they would. So they're getting rid of all that so they can do stuff and run it the way that they usually run it in other countries, like India, which is is where the creator of Instacart is from. They can get away with stuff like that, But how can you do that in America? Doing what they're doing. Eliminating anything that forces them to obey by the laws of the United States, such as insuring their employees. Because if you don't know this, some employees have lost their lives working for Instacart as an in-store worker when certain supermarkets were shot up, and then Instacart is responsible for insurance. So, in order to eliminate all that, just get rid of anything dealing in store. That saves them all that money. Okay. Now, as I stated, I'm going to say it again. If you're an in-store shopper, okay, apply for unemployment today. Because if you're approved, it's going to take 3 to 5 months in most states for you to be approved. All you need is an end date to start applying for unemployment, and that is July the 17th, 2022. Okay? Do it now, because if you do it on July 17th, 2022, then it'll be 3 to 5 months before you see a dime of unemployment. Okay? Instacart knows this. They don't want you to know what I'm telling you now. Now, number 2. Subject number 2. The New York shooter that that shot 10 people, injured, I believe, 26. That did this on the news has been arrested. Okay. And he allegedly does have a mental illness. Now, before you start being prejudiced against anybody with mental illness, understand that only 3 to 4% of people with mental illness ever commit crimes. Okay? Ever. Like this. So this is a rarity. All right. But it also shows lights on the lack of support the United States of America has for those who have mental problems. There's only 2 options right now, and that's to warehouse them in a hospital who are not equipped or trained really to work with mental patients. They just try to put them in a room where there's not stuff that they could commit suicide with. Okay. Or throw them in prison. That's really the only 2 options right now in the United States. Okay. Nevertheless, Biden did and is sending he already sent $800 million over to Ukraine. And he is going to send another almost $750 million over to Ukraine to help them in the war against Russia. Not doing anything for those with mental illness. And what you don't know is the adolescence of people themselves. I can't say that. I'm trying not to say that on YouTube. Has went up considerably, and you don't hear this in the mainstream news, but it has. And there's really not anywhere for them to reach out to or to go to get long-term or short-term help, because that's not in the budget. But rest assured, $750 million is going over to help out Ukraine. But they did catch the shooter, and he is supposed to appear in court. Okay? Now, there's something funny I want to talk to you about that Texas is doing. I used to live in Texas, and only Texas could do this. I love certain aspects. I hate certain aspects about Texas, but I love certain aspects about Texas. Texas is now taking all the many of the illegal aliens that's coming through over the border of Texas, and now they're treating them with respect, and they're putting them on buses, okay? Feeding them, clothing them, treating them with respect, putting them on buses, and they're taking them to Washington, D.C., and letting them loose. Now, Biden says that, he's ignoring the Texas border. Even though he's saying pretty words, he's not doing anything about the Texas border. And he's saying that he wants all the illegal immigrants to be free to do what they want, so now they are. And they're being dropped off in Washington, D.C. And this is going to continue to go, And there's a certain amount of money from the Texas board, from Texas, that they're putting in a fund to gently and respectfully take them right over to Washington, D.C. and letting them off. So if you see an influx of Latin American people, mostly Latin American people, in Washington, D.C. in the coming days, there you go. Okay? And rumors is Florida may start doing the same. Okay? But it's forcing the President of the United States to put his money where his mouth is. Okay? And actually do something for our border. Okay? Our border states. Instead of just saying it is, while giving tons of money over to other countries. Now, I thought that was funny. I got that off another news channel. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, hey, keep up the good work, Texas. I don't blame you, man. Because it's easier to say what you're going to do for someone and try to sound all good on national television and then not do crap for them. It's easy to say that, Now, last but not least, I want to rap to you about the stimulus package. All right. There are some good sayings about the stimulus package, that they're going to try to create a package and get it pushed through. They want to try to create a package by midterms. If you don't know when midterm is in November. So they want to keep their seats and everything, but it's looking doubtful that the Democrats are going to be, because they're fighting amongst each other and not getting anything done for the American people, while they're focused and getting tons of money to all the other countries that's not America. And I'm not saying don't help Ukraine or whatever. I'm not taking a side on Russia or Ukraine, because America has its own problems, and America has done stuff to expand itself. If you read real history, America has done stuff to expand itself. The other countries were not crazy and happy about that America has done. So I'm not saying Russia's side. I'm not taking the Ukraine side. I'm just telling you what's going on. Okay, you make up your own mind. Now, dealing with the stimulus package, there's rumors that they're going to try to have at least one done by the midterm elections in November. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And as for everything else, if they do not have one done by November and the Democrats lose, they have three packages that they could do right now. Okay. Reconciliations, right? They could do right now. Okay. But they lose them all. Because they haven't done anything but the three they have. So they'll lose them all. And that just really looks bad on Democrats, as they're looking bad right now because they have all this power, the ability to make changes, and not doing anything. They're just fighting amongst each other and trying to blame stuff on each other. Okay. And that includes the ability to give stimulus checks and money to the American people. They're not doing it. They just point fingers at each other, saying pretty words and not doing anything. So the fourth stimulus package has not been passed. And what's confusing a lot of people is this, that everybody right now, there's a new trigger word. Okay? The trigger word is stimulus. And they know that people, their eyes light up and it gets people's attention. So they're calling anything and everything a stimulus check, even when it's not really a stimulus check, to get views, to get the American people's attention. But the fourth stimulus package has in no way, shape, or form been passed yet. I'm talking the proportion to help the American people. None. No executive orders have been passed to help the American people. None of this. Of the things that is in the fourth stimulus package. None of that. No. Just rumors and rumors of stuff. But rest assured, another $750 million is going straight over to Ukraine from your pocket, the American taxpayer. Hope you feel good about that tonight. Now, dealing with the stimulus package, if there is one, it won't be till November, most likely. Okay? Unless they get off their butts and pull a rabbit out of the hat, which I doubt. Because either way it goes, they're still getting paid. No stimulus package for you or a stimulus package, they're still getting paid. You know, some of them may not stay in power. If, midterms, Democrats may lose their power, but until then, they're still getting paid. Okay, and that's pretty much a stimulus package update right now. There's rumors that everybody wants to get something passed, but even if they do, it probably won't be until around midterm, so they can try to look good. And if they do give a stimulus, there's nothing saying it's going to be up in thousands, man. Okay, there's a good chance that they may try to pacify people with something between $200 or between a $200 and $600 check. And I'm being serious. Probably no more than that. If they do. Okay. And I wanted to wrap you up about that. And that is some of the latest news and some of the breaking news that, like I said, you're not going to get anywhere else except for maybe TMZ, YouTube, Facebook, Reddit, or an independent newspaper. But besides that, I guarantee you some of this, what I told you today, you're not going to get anywhere else. All right? And I'm going to wrap this up, and I thank you all for watching this all the way to the end. I ask you to give it a thumbs up so it can help be sent out to other people. I ask you, if you want to subscribe, you don't have to. You know where I'm at if you just want to watch me. Okay? And I ask you, please share this with other people, especially if you know they're Instacart in-store shopper. They need to know this. They need to know their options. They need to know what they need to do right now so they and their families can have some type of income still flowing in. Okay? And I'll wrap to y'all later. Peace.